Deep in the heart of the forest, where ancient trees stand like silent guardians, and the air is thick with the scent of damp earth, something stirs beneath the bark. Not a creature, not a whisper of the wind. Something older, something hidden. A fallen tree, its trunk cracked and weathered, lies in the undergrowth. Its branches, once proud and full of life, now reach toward the sky like skeletal fingers. Time has undone its strength. Gravity has claimed it. Its fall was not immediate. It began as a whisper, a tiny crack deep within the wood, invisible to the eye, but growing with each passing year. Then the final moment. A storm, a powerful wind, the last push. The tree gave way, toppling in slow motion, crashing onto the forest floor. The forest does not mourn, it does not stop to grieve. The forest simply waits. And beneath the fallen giant, where the wood grows soft, something else waits too. Something ancient, something patient. Beneath the surface, hidden from sight, the mycelium listens, a vast and unseen network, delicate yet unbreakable, stretches through the decaying wood like a web spun from shadows. Thin, thread-like strands wrap themselves around the splintered core of the fallen tree, slowly weaving through its heart. It doesn't see, it doesn't hear, but it knows, it senses the weight of the wood above it. It feels the moisture creeping through the cracks, the slow decay of bark turning to dust, and it waits. It has been waiting for months, perhaps years. The tree is not yet ready. The mycelium is patient, but it does not act without reason. It must consume first, it must grow stronger before it emerges, but it does not grow blindly. It is waiting for a sign, a signal written in the language of storms, of cold, of destruction, and then the first sign appears. A whisper moves through the forest. The wind picks up, curling through the trees, shaking the leaves like 1,000 tiny voices whispering all at once. The sky darkens, thick clouds rolling in like an advancing army. The first drop of rain falls, then another, then 1,000 more. The storm does not simply arrive, it descends, swallowing the sky, drowning the landscape in its cold embrace. Rainwater seeps into the earth, into the cracked bark of the fallen tree. It soaks the mycelium's delicate web, chilling it, shocking it from its slow, patient slumber, and then lightning. A single blinding bolt tears through the heavens, striking a nearby tree. For a moment the forest is bathed in stark white light, and then crack. Thunder follows, rolling across the landscape like the growl of something ancient and unseen. The air trembles, the trees shudder, the ground itself seems to exhale. The mycelium feels it, the pressure, the disturbance, the sudden violence of it all. This is the signal, this is the call to awaken. Deep within the tree, something begins to change. The mycelium tightens, contracting like the slow inhale of a sleeping giant. For months it has been feeding, stretching, consuming, expanding through the fallen wood. A pulse moves through its unseen network, spreading outward like a ripple across still water. A command, silent yet undeniable. Now, the first movement is almost imperceptible. Tiny filaments of fungal life now begin to shift. Then the first breakthrough. A small pale bump appears on the surface of the tree. It grows, stretching upward, curling at its edges like delicate parchment. More follow, clusters of them, rising, unfurling, expanding. They are shee-TAH-kay mushrooms. The storm has passed. The sky is clear once more, but beneath the canopy, where the fallen tree rests in the hush of the damp earth, change has already begun. The mushrooms grow quickly now, thick and meaty, their caps darkening from pale ivory to a deep, rich brown. Their edges curl, their texture roughens. What was once hidden in silence has now become something solid, something tangible, something real. The scent drifts through the air, earthy, rich, unmistakable. It is the scent of life from death, the scent of renewal. The fallen tree is no longer simply a corpse of wood. It is a cradle of new beginnings. It feeds what remains, offering itself as a final gift to the forest that once nurtured it. The cycle is complete, and all it took was a shock. Was